Thanks for your support as a channel member, Germat7046. AHGP returned to winning ways in Qatar last time out in pretty dominant fashion, to be honest. But today we head to Abu Dhabi, where our car might not be completely at one with the track. Then we're heading back to Europe, and hopefully our domination can continue. Hello folks, and welcome to a brand new episode of F1 Manager Create A Team here with AHGP. We're gearing up for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but you won't be seeing it because we're going to be simulating it. We will be doing a double header as we return to Europe for Imola and Spain. Obviously, we lead the World Championship after winning 3 of the first 4 races this season. 155 points so far amassed by PulsePotato and Paul Aaron, and of course they lead the way in the Drivers' Championship to Paul Aaron with a 9-point advantage over his teammate. He won last time out in Qatar, a 1-2 finish, and we were joined on the podium by Kimi Antonelli with his second consecutive third place finish. Obviously, Jeddah, that crazy race in Jeddah, the only race we haven't won this season. We won the sprint that weekend, but hopefully we can continue our winning form in Yas Marina. But we will be simulating that race. We'll head to Imola and then to Barcelona for like a double header. Depending on how Imola goes. If it's crazy, obviously you'll see more of that, and we may just save Spain for the next episode. But if it's a bit dull, we'll do a double header and see how we get on. So yeah, there's not really much to tell you about. I've started designing a new chassis, which is better for DRS effectiveness. What you would also notice is it's version 4, and I had to stop the third version because I forgot to use the wind tunnel hours that were still available. I had no CFD hours, but the wind tunnel hours had like 36 left over, so I stopped that design, sort of applied all the parameters and stuff with the wind tunnel hours, which gives you the boost, and yeah, we'll just have that a little bit later than planned. As you can see, we can't progress because we've got car parts missing. But we have new versions to put on the car. We had a new underfloor available for Qatar. Decided not to put it on the car because there was only one version available. And the same here with the side pods. But now we have multiple. Both drivers can enjoy them as well. And look, we are now very fast in the corners as we were before. We're now 4th ranked on the grid for performance around Abu Dhabi. So yeah, we should be fighting towards the front of the grid, but we won't see it. We'll be simulating it. So let's crack on and go through with the simulation. I think I'll just let the AI do the setup today, and well, at least for this race, and then we will deal with the setups ourselves for Imola and Spain. So let's just skip. We'll also probably not change the power unit just to sort of get it one more race along. Oh, PulsePotato only 46%. That could hamstring us in this event. But let's simulate to qualifying and just make sure the cars are not like hideously set up. To make sure that they're like racing cars and not like missing wheels and stuff like that. Here we go. How are the drivers feeling? 92 and 86%. It's twilight. It's Sunday afternoon in Abu Dhabi. Are we on pole position? We are. Paul Aaron is first. Where is PulsePotato 11th? Wow. Wow, maybe that's the tired power unit. 24.6. Wow, he was 7/10 slower than Paul Aaron in Q2, which is why he got eliminated. George Russell will start P10 because George Russell has a 5-place grid penalty. So yeah, that's not terrible. Let's have a look at the strategy. Take some fuel out. Set this up. And then we'll... I don't know how much it listens to your tyre strategy, to be honest. What would be really cool is if you simulate or manage a race, it puts like a little 60-second highlights package together or something that you could go back and watch, like key highlights of something. Let's do light on those. We've got another set of softs that we can go to. Not that are any particular use to us. No, we don't want wets. Won't be needing them in Dubai, will we? Let's do that. We can probably go another lap with the softs. There we go. And then PulsePotato. There we go. Let's go light. We'll do that. And what we will do with PulsePotato is we will underfuel slightly more with him because he needs to make progress. So, right, let's see how this all plays out. Simulate session. Race. Go. Have we won? That's PulsePotato climbing out of the car. Has he won the race from 10th on the grid? No way. I think we've won the race. I think PulsePotato has won the race. It won't show us the podium. Oh, no, we haven't. Carlos Sainz has won the race. PulsePotato has gone from 10th to 3rd and got himself a podium. Paul Aaron has had a disaster and dropped to 6th. Wow. And Daniel Ricciardo picks up a point for Williams. Justin gets his best finish so far with 13th. Retirements for Haas and Fred Vesti. Okay, Lewis Hamilton 2nd. PulsePotato, Piastri, Porsche, all the P's here, the 3 P's, and then Paul. So 4 P's really. Verstappen, Norris, Russell, and Ricciardo rounding out the top 10. Ferrari gain a point on us. That's it. It's Red Bull who make the biggest gain, but they are almost 100 points behind us, so it doesn't really make a huge amount of difference at the moment to who we think we're fighting. Drivers' Championship, I think PulsePotato might be back in the lead of the championship here. Oh, no, he's 2 points short, but it's very much game on. Hamilton is in the championship fight as well. He's only 7 points behind Paul Aaron, so watch out for this guy. He's a little bit good. If you don't know who he is, he's probably the best ever, arguably. Carlos Sainz moves up to 4th, ahead of Verstappen, who's had a couple of dodgy results in the last couple of races. So, yeah, that sets us up very nicely as we head to Imola and to Spain. So I'll see you for the race in Imola. I'll sort of update you on qualifying beforehand. Alright, quick update before we head to Imola. We've got a wind tunnel data concern, which is concerning because I'm going to have to approve this investigation, which shuts all of these projects down for 6 days, which means the new chassis, new underfloor, new front wing and new suspension are going to be delayed. That is obviously not ideal. However, what is ideal is a new wind tunnel and a new design centre, which I've invested in, because we've only got 6 engineers to design parts, which is going to hold us back, especially if the AI is developing really hard. So we're going to now have engineer capacity of 10, which will be good, and then our wind tunnel, which is temporarily shut down, oh, that's going to be delayed as well. Good. Excellent. Delays everywhere. That's what we don't like here. Hopefully we're not delayed on track because, yeah, we like to go fast here at AHGP, and we should be the fastest around the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix circuit at Imola, and hopefully also the best at the Barcelona the Barcelona circuit in Spain. I forget what it's called in this moment, but let's head to Imola and put the cars on track. Alright, it's time for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I've simulated qualifying, so I have no idea where we're starting on the grid. Where are we? We've locked out the front row. Delicious. PulsePotato takes his 2nd pole position of the season. Whoa, that was a very tight call between... In fact, Paul Aaron was matched on lap time by Max Verstappen, clearly doing it first, which is why he's on the front row and the Dutchman is not. So previous race winner Carlos Sainz only 9th with Hamilton 10th. That's probably good news for our closest championship challenger, but this is a great opportunity for us to extend our lead further in the constructors' standings. We've got a wet race upon us as well, so this could be... Oh, hello. This is going to be fun. Could that be full wets at some point? Could be. So we're going to go aggressive on those. I might even do a double stint on the inters so we can push on them and be like super aggressive. Although, yeah, I mean, we're slightly faster actually if you do it that way. If we stop on lap 36, a couple of seconds quicker. So let's set that up for both of our drivers, and we'll crack on with the race from there, I suppose. Here we go. It's not quite so fast for PulsePotato. Although if I get him to attack on the second set of inters, it's 8 seconds quicker. But yeah, let's do that. We will also under fuel because it's wet, so we'll take 8 laps of fuel out of the cars, and we will get ready to go for a motor race. Alrighty, it's an all purple and white front row, and they're joined by 5 red lights. Here we go, the lights are out, the race is on. PulsePotato makes a decent start, but I think Paul Aaron might have made a better one. We're wheel to wheel as we head down to Tamburello. Please don't take each other out into turn 1. We've got fresh power units in the cars, which will definitely be helping us. Paul Aaron with the send, but can't make the move stick. This opening gambit before the rain could be crucial because the rain doesn't always see a lot of action. It sees a lot more in this game. In previous games it was just follow the leader, but yeah, it could decide the outcome of this race, especially for our drivers. PulsePotato retains P1 halfway round the first lap. We've got a safety car, and I think Justin is in the bin, or he's at least been involved in an incident. So this changes things. This changes a lot of things. Here's Justin. He's in P21. Oh, Justin. Oh dear, he's killed the Sauber. Oh dear, that's not what we wanted to see from Justin. Okay, a lot of drivers are now in the pit lane, so I think we need to call our boys in right now just to cover off any kind of weird undercut, which they shouldn't get at this point, but halfway around this lap it's going to be basically a crossover point between the wets and the inters. Justin is having to serve a time penalty. He's changing his wing. Poor Justin. Yeah, maybe we should have signed him and booted out Paul Aaron, but Paul Aaron did great for us last season, so we couldn't possibly have done that. But we're going to be heading to the pit lane right now. The top 9 haven't boxed. It's now damp. Paul Aaron is going to have to wait. This could be costly for him, but hopefully we're quick enough to make up the ground. What was that pit stop? It was 2.5 and 2.1 for Paul Aaron. He's not lost a position. Perfect. Where's Carlos Sainz? He's the first man on inters. He's coming through now, and he's going to be behind all of us. Okay, so PulsePotato has a 4-second lead. Paul Aaron is going to be in hot pursuit, trying to close that down. Oh, mistake here from Paul Aaron. He's locked up,
Still a lot
I think, into the first Ravazza. Yeah, he's coming down the hill. Downhill braking zones, obviously tricky at the best of times, but in the wet, even more treacherous. And he's into the gravel. He's escaped, but he's now 7 seconds adrift of his teammate, and Charles Leclerc will be trying to hunt him down. So, it's not as plain sailing as it could be for us, obviously with the rain and now a mistake. But for PulsePotato, he's keeping it all together at the front, and he's driving very, very nicely. He hasn't won since the opening round of the season, looking to take the lead in the World Championship with victory here today in Imola, and then he'll be looking to try and extend his championship lead if he wins today in Barcelona, of course, in the next round. The rain has stopped here at Imola. We're on the final lap, and PulsePotato has a 7.5 second lead. We're 20 odd seconds clear of Oscar Piastri. He's scrapping out with Charles Leclerc over the final podium place. We're going to extend our lead over Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship massively. They are 7th and 11th. And PulsePotato is going to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship with this victory. He's been absolutely first class today. Nothing has happened really in this race since the rain arrived. Nothing of note has happened except PulsePotato winning his second Formula One race for AHGP. We get back to winning ways again. That is our 4th win of the season, and that puts PulsePotato top of the championship. He takes the lead from his teammate, having beaten him fair and square this weekend with the new updates and the new power units. But yeah, obviously Paul Aron paying now for that poor race in Abu Dhabi last time out. We've just got the achievement for achieve a Grand Slam, earn pole, lead every lap, win the race and get the fastest lap. And that's gone to PulsePotato, his first career Grand Slam. Good on you, PulsePotato. Well done. PulsePotato now leads by 5 points from his teammate Paul Aron. Podium in Abu Dhabi, coming in clutch right now for PulsePotato. And we, wow, 37 points we've outscored Ferrari by there. We are now dominant in the Constructors' Championship, and we're going to rub everybody's noses in it in Spain. Well, at least that's the plan. Alright, once again, I have simulated qualifying. Let's find out where we've ended up. Oh, Carlos Sainz has taken a home pole position for Red Bull. Paul Aron is on the front row alongside him. Charles Leclerc gets in between our two drivers. Wow, I did not expect that. So we could have a much more interesting race on our hands. Justin Inakaitis qualified 20th, but the car is definitely capable of more because Ricardo has put it 12th. So I think it's just a little bit of a confidence thing for Justin at the moment, but he will improve. Game has got PulsePotato on a 3-stop strategy. I think I'm going to follow that lead as well. Okay, that looks fine to me. And then we'll just stick with this for PulsePotato because he's got 2 sets of soft tyres to use towards the end of the race. Let's take some fuel out of the cars. 6 laps because it's tricky to recover fuel around here. We saw that in Qatar in the last episode where we almost ran out of fuel, but we just about made it, so it was all fine. So yeah, let's see what we can do. 2nd and 4th on the grid, looking to consolidate our championship positions. Obviously we've got the massive rivalry at the moment, Paul Aron versus PulsePotato for the World Championship. Let's see what they can do. They're on different strategies. Let's see how they get on. Right, can Carlos Sainz take a home victory? Not since 2013 as a Spaniard won the Spanish Grand Prix. The lights are out, the race is on, and Paul Aron has made a lightning start. He takes the lead immediately. That's good news for him. That's bad news for Spain. Carlos Sainz might even drop to 3rd here. Charles Leclerc looking like he's going up the inside. Sainz goes full send on the brakes, and PulsePotato is battling it out with Oscar Piastri there, who's on soft tyres to start. 3 cars on mediums here in the top 5, and PulsePotato having a look at Charles Leclerc, and it's allowed Piastri a look around the outside, and the Aussie takes the place and relegate. Well, Potato fights back. I think he's going to have to concede here because he might just get shuffled out. No, he's managed to hang it out around the outside. Fair play, fair play. That was very, very good from PulsePotato. Paul Aron is disappearing up the road. Let's go conserve and standard on the tyres and see sort of how we progress in this early phase of the race. Right, first dose of DRS on the main straight coming up for PulsePotato. It's up against Charles Leclerc, and that's P3, and the championship leader moves himself into the podium places, and he's in a very strong position here. If he can catch up and pass Sainz, it's game on for the win for PulsePotato, and Paul Aron needs to basically build himself a buffer right now on the softs because he's got the pain of the hards and the mediums in the middle before they're both on softs for the final stint, and that could get spicy. Carlos Sainz has blown it. We were closing him down. We were just about to get DRS on the Red Bull driver. He's done this and blown his chances of winning his home race. It's all got a bit too much for the smooth operator, and he's having a bit of a bumpy ride. Paul Aron is the first of the leading drivers to head for the pit lane. He's going to be ditching those soft tyres for a set of hards. It's good work from the pit crew, 2.2 seconds, and PulsePotato now takes the lead. He did lose second place to Leclerc for about a lap and has now got himself back ahead of the McLaren. Paul Aron drops out in P10, actually stuck behind George Russell here. He's going to need to make quick work of the Mercedes. Let's deploy the battery that we've just built up there, and PulsePotato is leaving Leclerc behind now that we're deploying the battery with him. Can we get through? No. we're not close enough to pass George Russell. That's a problem for Paul Aaron. That could really slow his pace down. It's Piastri who's now chasing PulsePotato. Leclerc is just going backwards. I think these guys on the softs are using the last ounces of life from them. And the medium tyre runners are just allowing things to come to them. Paul Aaron moves into 9th place and he can get on with his race now. We've actually just lost the lead. Oscar Piastri has put his foot to the floor and gone round the outside of PulsePotato at turn 1. It's a pretty spectacular move. And PulsePotato, obviously so shocked, he's...
Lovely stuff.
It really was. He's so shocked, he's lost a little bit of time to the Australian, although those tyres are not going to be in a particularly good state for too much longer. We're right back on his gearbox, and yeah, Piastri running the risk of a puncture here because he's below that dreaded 30% mark, and we should ease past even if he doesn't go into the pit lane this time around. Shout out to Justin, he's 7th right now. He hasn't stopped yet, but he's in P7. This is much better from Justin. And PulsePotato's already ahead. That's, yeah, that's quite an eventful lap, isn't it? Piastri still doesn't pit. Wow. Well, he got what was coming to him. He should have boxed. Piastri's got a puncture. Honestly. Paul Aaron, early race leader, is back up to 3rd place. He's chasing Antonelli for 2nd spot on the road. Obviously, Antonelli and PulsePotato yet to make their stops, but that's about to change. PulsePotato called to the pit lane. In you come. Attack on the tyres. Paul Aaron, are you going to go round the outside as well? This is a move they seem to like on this game. Round the outside at turn 1 of Barcelona. And that's a job well done by Paul Aaron. He will return to the lead because Paul Aaron, he's within a pit stop of PulsePotato. And he's going pretty quickly. He was 1.3 seconds faster last time round. But PulsePotato will go to hards now and be hitting them a lot harder than Paul Aaron is at the moment. So this could still converge, but obviously Paul Aaron had that advantage from earlier on. How's the pit stop for PulsePotato? We don't want any sugary pit stops here. That was sweet as you like. Love that. Great work from the pit crew. And PulsePotato drops back to 6th place. He stayed ahead of Leclerc by 4 seconds. He'll catch Norris, hopefully, and Hamilton, who all stopped earlier. So, yeah, this is going to ebb and flow, I think. Piastri, by the way, 13th. Good one, Red Bull. Position gained here for PulsePotato. They're almost 3 wide into turn 1, but PulsePotato sending it on the brakes and moving himself into 4th place, and now he's sizing up Théo Pourchaire. Let's join the action live, and he's already 3rd. He's sorry, it was Lando Norris, in fact, in the other Aston Martin. And, oh, that was brave. He is super aggressive when he needs to be, isn't he, PulsePotato? He doesn't beat around the bush when it comes to making an overtake. Splendid stuff. Now we've got to go and catch Pourchaire, who is running 2nd in this race. Let's deploy the battery and leave Norris behind us. PulsePotato has closed in on Théo Pourchaire, whose hard tyres are wearing out. Paul Aaron now heads to the pit lane, so these two are going to lead the race unless Pourchaire dives to the pit lane. He does. PulsePotato will return to the lead of the Grand Prix. It's a 2.2 second stop for Paul Aaron. Lovely work from the mechanics once again. And yeah, we've got a real sort of race on our hands here, I think, because Paul Aaron has got to take these mediums quite a way, almost 20 laps, while PulsePotato is going to be boxing in the not too distant future for a first set of softs. He's going to be mighty quick when he puts those on. And he's got about, what's the gap? It's 15 seconds that Paul Aaron has lost. So I think it's around 10 seconds that the Estonian has to play with. Yeah, that's going to be quite an ask to make up. But on the soft tyres, you will be much faster. Second stop of the day incoming for PulsePotato. Where's Paul Aaron? He's just coming through the final sector. He will return to being ahead of his teammate. He won't be in the lead. That will go to Charles Leclerc, who's at the head of this little group that he's chasing. 2.2 second stop for PulsePotato. He'll drop back to P7. and it's a pretty comfortable P7 because Piastri is only there. So yeah, that's pretty good news for him. Now he can crack on. What's the gap between our two drivers? It is 13 seconds, but I would expect that to start closing pretty quickly. However, Paul Aron is in a little bit of traffic here, and when I say traffic, I mean Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc. Paul Aron's retaken the lead. Lando Norris went in for a pit stop, and he went for the lunge on Charles Leclerc. We're back into the lead, everybody. This is good stuff. We're heading potentially for the victory. It's just a question of maybe which driver it's going to be. Lap 46, our boys are now first and second once again, and they're separated by just under 10 seconds. PulsePotato is obviously going quicker than his teammate, half a second a lap. It's not really enough at the moment to catch him. He needs to be doing a bit more damage in this phase of the race, but Paul Aron's got it under control. He's only a 10th slower last time round, so that's nowhere near enough pace from PulsePotato at the moment. They'll be stopping on lap 51 at the same time, obviously a few seconds apart, but if one was to have a slow stop, that would definitely swing the chances of victory in the other's favour. We've got 28.5 seconds on Lando Norris. So Paul Aron, when he stops, will return in the lead. PulsePotato probably returns in third and has some overtaking to do. Just a moment ago, I chastised PulsePotato for not being quick enough. He's just taken 9/10 of a second out of Paul Aron. That's more like what he needs to do. Obviously, I don't really care which driver wins as long as we win. So, yeah, that's probably good from him. But let's see what happens as we get closer to the pit stop. In comes Paul Aron for his third and final stop of the day. How does it go, boys? 2.4 seconds. In comes PulsePotato quickly afterwards. The crew ready for him. 2.3 second stop. And where do we rejoin? The Aston Martins are squabbling, and we're going to be, oh dear, we're right in the thick of it with PulsePotato. Let's get him deploying. Let's push with his engine. See if we can get him through this traffic really quickly. He's 7 seconds adrift of his teammate, but has got some overtaking to do. The DRS effect might help him, although actually just going past them would be even more helpful. That wasn't ideal because he's lost a bit of time. Good move, really good move. That's what he needs to do. Now he can chase Porsche and see if he can close down his teammate. First and second has been restored. PulsePotato down the inside this time on Théo Pourchaire. That's who we are overtaking there, and he moves into second place. But he is 9.5 seconds adrift of his teammate Paul Aron, who leads the race and, as things stand, would retake the lead of the Drivers' World Championship. It'd swing back to a 2-point advantage in Paul Aron's favour. But there's still 10 laps to go. I don't see a world, unless Paul Aron makes a mistake, where PulsePotato does catch Paul Aron from here. But Paul Aron made a mistake in Imola. It could happen again today. But he's been almost faultless in this Grand Prix. So I don't really see that happening just yet. Final lap begins then for Paul Aron. That is Max Verstappen he's just lapping. The Dutchman, who's had a mechanical issue all race long. He's had a miserable day and he's not even going to get a point. That's going to go to Daniel Ricciardo. Justin is going to get a career best 12th. He's ahead of Fred Vesti, which is much more like it from our former junior driver. We're going to, as I said, we'll keep an eye on what he's doing. He's had some bad moments so far this season, but this is by far his best yet, and I'm pretty sure there is more to come from him. But here is Paul Aron on his way to a third victory this season. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo not getting out in a particularly effective fashion. We got through, but it's fine. And Paul Aron makes it 3 wins this season for him. He retakes the championship lead.
That was, mate.
Yeah, a very, very brilliant drive. He wins by 11.5 seconds from his teammate. He's back on top of the championship standings. And PulsePotato comes home for second place. We have crushed the opposition here in Spain this weekend. 32 seconds is our gap back to Teo Pourchaire from Paul Aaron. McLaren 43 seconds behind. Mercedes 45 seconds back. Ferrari almost a minute down and a lap down in Max Verstappen's hands. They have got some serious catching up to do. Alright, there's the result. We move forward 1 and 2 places. What happened to Carlos Sainz in the end? Only P9. Red Bull had a disastrous day. A puncture with Piastri. Sainz off the road after losing the lead off the start. Paul Aaron back to the top of the championship standings. Lewis Hamilton no longer much of a factor in this battle. It's now, you know, this is our Mercedes era. We are having a private battle for the World Championship. Is it going to be Paul Aaron? Is it going to be PulsePotato? Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this World Championship. Will it be one of our drivers, or will one of these other teams put on a B-spec car upgrade and suddenly take the fight to us? I mean, we're over 100 points clear in the Constructors' Championship. We might just obliterate everybody here. Drivers' Championship could be a little bit closer, though. Let me know what you think. It's back-to-back 1-2 finishes for AHGP, and obviously 3 podiums in a row for PulsePotato, a P3, a P1 and a P2. It's a very successful episode for him, but Paul Aaron retains his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship at the end of the episode, having lost it during the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix weekend. But yeah, like I said, let me know who you think is going to be world champion for us this season. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a nice big thumbs up on it for me. Subscribe for more F1 Manager content, and I'll see you in the next video. You're the best fans. It's bye for now.